major, and A major is not one of the keys in your scales that you need to play, then I want you to be practicing and learning that scale to prepare to help you learn to play in this key. And you just, think the note A, and I'm going to say what I'm thinking. A, B, C sharp, D. All right, you just practice getting to know those notes in this key. If you'll look at this music, you'll also see some E major there, which adds another sharp, correct? So do the same thing there. Now, you can make yourself a list of notes that are unusual. B sharp. You can tell yourself, okay, the B sharp feels like a C natural. So just when you're warming up, B sharp feels like C. A sharp feels like B flat. Just identify the notes that are there. Look through this and you will see where they are. D sharp in this one, which by the way we had a D sharp in the first etude, that feels like an E flat. Go through them. Spend about 5 minutes doing this and you will save yourself so much frustration if you're not used to those notes. We also have in this one an E sharp, which feels like an F, and we also have an F double sharp. Let's see, I see one in bar 11. I see one in bar 15. Those are the little X's. That's a double sharp. You tell yourself it's an F double sharp, but it feels like a G. When flutists go by feel a lot. Most of us are very visual, but we're also very tactile with what this instrument feels like to us. So if you will use those learning modes, you will be very, very successful. All right, again, you're going to warm up on your tone studies, on your harmonics. You've got a lot of jumping around to do with this. So harmonics and lip flexibility, warm up on your scales, warm up on these interesting notes that I just mentioned to you. You have, again, musicality. Folks, we got a lot of notes to play in both of these etudes, but it's about the music. It's about what is expressed through those notes, all right? That's musicality, phrasing, beautiful tone. I addressed pitch in this one with, there are some C sharps that are kind of bothersome in that they go so sharp. Notice into bar 3, we have a downbeat, so we're landing on that note. And I will hear that so sharp. If it was on the tuner, guys, y'all would see it just tilt over. Learn to hear that and be bothered by that. All right, so you have to, again, direct your air down into the flute to avoid that. All right, I have again listed some of your musical terms in this. Allargando, that's an interesting term. It means to slow down, but that is our one term for slowing down that also means to get louder. Did you know that? So this ending of of what's required to play is actually a slow down but a crescendo into an a tempo if you kept going. So I tried to do that. There are those E's again. And I'm saying on those high E's to definitely pick up the pinky for a different reason this time. And that's to help you get those notes to pop out. All right, and some of you will have a split E on your flute and you won't need to worry about that, but it works either way. So I added that in. Important fingerings to keep in mind. I want you all to remember on both of these etudes, I wrote it down in both sections, to lift your L1 for your D and D sharp. Make sure that you vent on all of these notes. I don't think there may be a trill where you can finally put that finger down, but most of the time you're going to want that finger up on those notes. To learn this, starting out, I would start very slowly. I would slur this whole thing a lot, but there are many varied articulations in this, and you must read and execute articulations accurately, right? So if I tell you to slur the whole thing, that's not to create a habit, that's to help you in other ways, all right? Work on your single tongue and your double tongue, isolate difficult passages, and then insert them in context. Then look for patterns, including chromatic and arpeggiated passages. You'll see some chromatics in here. Let me point out one set of patterns in 19. There's 4 notes. 4 more.